How many times do you think about death? How many times do you think what's next? How many times do you think by the angel of death dragged you to your death by your neck? How many times did you go de-stressed with a smoke or a drink and you thought that's blessed? If you died that way, would you think that's blessed? That's stress, you failed that test.
What you just saw was me running a half marathon at the start of 2025, and ever since then, I did not run a 5K at all because of three main reasons. The first one is that I just did not have the discipline to actually keep running. The thing is, I did my entire half marathon prep in the winter. So I was getting up later because the mornings were later. However, in the summer, if I wanted to run in the morning, which I wanted to, then I would have to get up earlier. And honestly speaking, I just did not have the discipline to actually go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. So that's why I just did not run at all. And the other thing is that my focus changed as well. And that is because I shifted my focus from running to actually my rehab, and my shoulder was getting better. So I was focusing more on weights. I was focusing more on actually getting my physique to a whole new level and making my shoulder better and stronger than it ever has been before. And the last one was that honestly, my knees hurt a lot. I had runner's knee when I was preparing for my half marathon. And when I was running the actual half marathon, there was a point towards the end where I had electric shocks going up my legs. Every single time I would step on the concrete surface, I would always have electric shocks in my legs. I couldn't walk and then run. I had to keep running. So I wanted to let my body recover from that, but that recovery stretched from, well, a month or something to 17 months. But 2 weekends ago, I got the ability to run a 5K with my friends in my own hometown. I am so glad I ran there. I'll attach some footage, but I want to talk about right now my experience, my thoughts, and as well as what I learned from this race. So for context, I was on 3 hours of sleep when I ran this 5K. Legit, I was on 3 hours of sleep because the night before, I was up the entire night. I had a barbecue with my friends and I stayed up basically for 24 hours. From 9 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. I was up. The run was Saturday evening, so I came home, slept for about 2 hours, woke up, prayed, then I slept again for an hour, and then I went to the half marathon. And despite that, I wanted to run 5K in under 30 minutes because I was out of shape for so long. I collectively ran probably about 3 miles in these 17 months, not even a full 5K. So that is why I was like, let me see if I actually have some fitness left over. And one more thing is that I'm used to running in the winter, right? And so this was like my second time running in the summer at all, and running a 5K in the summer for the first time in my life. So I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, let me just shoot for sub 30, even though my PR is like 26 minutes. But the moment I reached the start line, I was like, you know what? Let me run this with my friends. For the first time, I'm running with some people. I haven't ran at all with anyone. I'm used to doing all my runs alone. I was like, let me just run this with my friends, bro. My friends don't run at all. This is their first time running a 5K. Let me just enjoy it with them. And that was one of the best decisions I made. The first 2.5 kilometers were pretty easy. As you can see, my splits are terrible, honestly, for me. I'm used to running 9:30 paces, and this was like 10:30, something like that. So it's not the best, at least for someone like me who's used to running at 9:30, at least from the time I used to run. But regardless, it was pretty slow. So I was like, it's a walk in the park. So I ran the race with 2 of my friends, and one of them, he wasn't used to running. He tore his ACL. So that is why he was taking it a bit slower. So I ran with him for a bit, and then he was like, bro, just go forward. I was like, okay, fine, I'll go forward. So I was running with my other friend, and both of us were charging forward. So we ended the first 2.5 kilometers together. But on our way back, that is when things started to change. Think about this. I had not run in 17 months. This is my first time running in the heat. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I'm tired. As I want to go to sleep. When I woke up for prayer after 2 hours of sleep, I was walking. I was like, bro, I think I might just like fall down, something like that. And I'm getting tired because my fitness isn't there. And on my way back, the wind just, the wind is against me, and it feels like there's a wall in front of me. Like I'm trying to run, but it feels like I'm pushing a wall with me like the entire time. I did not know that the wind can actually be so abusive. I know the concept of headwind, right? Like in cycling, stuff like that. But I didn't know that this was going to have an effect in running. It's my first time. I was like, damn, that was something I genuinely experienced for the first time. But regardless, I was running with my friend, and then a few hundred meters in, he's like, bro, let's stop for 30 seconds. I'm like, bro, come on, 15. Like, don't be a sissy, bro. Come on, 15. He's like, okay, fine, 15. Then we start running, and he's like, bro, just go forth. Just go forth. And that's when I'm like, okay, let me send this. I'm like, oh yeah, it's my own, right? Because I'm like, it's my own race. So I decided to send it. But then I can't send it. In my head, when I was going to send it, I was like, okay, I'm going to start running 9:30, right? But then I was unable to keep that pace up. I was running, walking. I was like, why can't I run? And that just showed me how bad my fitness became, bro. Like how bad my cardio got, because I just did not do any cardio at all during this time. I basically did not do much cardio. 10K steps a day, okay, but besides that, like no cardio at all. So when even on my own, I couldn't send it. That was like a sign for me that I need to start taking this more seriously. Because to not be able to run 5 kilometers consecutively at like a 9:30 pace for me is like shameful. And I say this because I'm someone who did that before, right? So I let myself go. And the other thing I realized was that my ability to tolerate pain also reduced, because I run 2.5 kilometers like that. But then towards the end, how it goes is that you have a road, right? You're running, and then there's a turn inside. You take that turn inside, and a little bit into it, you find the finish line, right? So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna send it towards the end of it, right? So I'm gonna start running super fast. I'm gonna start, taking longer strides. I'm gonna start like sending it, basically purely sending it. But I wasn't fit enough to start sending it from before. I had to get closer and closer to the finish line, to the point where like I was almost at the turn, then I started running fast. To me, that was like my cardio has gotten super bad. And during this entire time, I also realized that my ability to tolerate pain, my mental toughness overall has reduced. Probably because of my habits, probably because of the lifestyle I've been living, and also because I haven't been training close to failure at all because of my injury, right? So, and also I have not been running at all. So those four things combined, I was like, my pain tolerance has gone down. It really hurt to know that my pain tolerance has gone down, and that really showed me I need to get my stuff together, basically, because I've been living a pretty soft lifestyle before this, like waking up super late, sleeping super late, not being disciplined with my habits. Just, okay, I find I'm training, but like besides that, I'm not doing much. Being super inconsistent with videos on YouTube and just consuming like a terrible lifestyle, basically, right? And that was a wake-up call to kind of get my stuff together, which is why I'm super grateful I actually ran this 5K. But yeah, last little bit, I sent it and I just ran as fast as possible, and all gratitude belongs to God. I was able to complete it in under 30 minutes. But the twist is, it wasn't a 5K. I ran 2.84 miles. I mean, what can I say, bro? They did not even measure the distance properly. Like, it was supposed to be a 5K. It was advertised as a 5K. But then running the actual track, it was like 2.84 miles when it should be 3.2. What can I say, bro? Regardless, I'll still count that as my first 5K done after not running for 17 months. One of the biggest lessons here is that there is beauty in doing difficult things and challenging yourself and doing the things that you don't want to do. Because here's something that happened, right? Initially, I was going with 3 of my friends. The thing is, right when I woke up from my sleep, one of my friends called me and he was like, bro, I'm not coming. And I was like, bro, neither do I feel like going. And at that moment, it was super easy to quit. But then 2 of my friends were going, and I was like, you know what, bro? Just suck it up and go. And it was such a good decision. I was riding a high after this 5K. Like, I was feeling amazing. I was feeling euphoric. I was feeling energized and just so, like, so hyped up. And like, I remembered why we do all this. Why I take this drug. why I want to do hard things. There's something about it. And now one thing is that once the 5K was done, for the next 3 days, I was cooked. My patellar tendon on my left knee was cooked. Like, it hurt bad. I could not bend my knee at all. Like, one day after the race, and then the second day got better and the third day was fine. But that showed me I need to strengthen my knees a lot more. And I need to get stronger, and I need to build my distance up slowly. Because I went from not running at all to running 2 miles and then running, 2.84 over the span of like a week. And for me, for someone like me who's dealt with runner's knee in the past, I need to take it slower. And besides that, just do more other forms of cardio. Again, I follow this whole philosophy of training hybrid per se, which is doing more than one discipline. So doing not just, run, bike, swim, and lift. That's like the classic Instagram hybrid athlete, but also doing other sports along with resistance training. So whether that's calisthenics or weights, right? So that's why I want to get into other forms of cardio, maybe a bit of shadow boxing. I've been watching a lot of UFC. And just overall build my fitness even more and really become more conditioned. And also that's going to help with, some fat loss. But at the end of the day, I want an athletic build. I want a hybrid build. I want to look good, right? Look aesthetic, but I also want to be able to rock climb, play pickleball, play football, play rugby, run, bike, swim, push myself in all these modalities, right? I don't care about being a one-dimensional bodybuilder or one-dimensional endurance athlete. I want to be these 2 things combined, or these few things combined. It may take me longer, but so be it. I don't care. This body was made to move, not just be a Greek god statue. So yeah, that was my experience running this 5K in 17 months. I'm honestly very happy with how things went, and I want to do so much more of this, bro. Like, I can't wait to like completely fix my shoulder and be able to push myself in the gym, and also, through other forms of training, like running and just other cardio in general. This is what excites me so much. So that being said, I will catch you in the next video, God willing. Peace.